My name is Evelyn. I am 35 years old, and for most of my life I believed that trust was something you built once and then carried with you forever. I believed that if you loved someone deeply enough, honestly enough, nothing could grow between you that you wouldn't notice. I was wrong about that. I was wrong about almost everything. I was married to a man named Andrew. We met when we were young enough to think love alone could protect us from the world. He was calm, dependable, careful with his words. I was louder, more emotional, the kind of person who believed feelings should be shared immediately. We balanced each other. Or at least, that's what I told myself for years. We lived in a quiet neighborhood on the outskirts of a medium-sized city. The kind of place where mornings smelled like wet pavement and coffee, where people waved but rarely stopped to talk. Our house wasn't large. 2 bedrooms, a narrow kitchen, a living room that always felt a little too empty. But it was ours. We painted the walls together, argued over furniture, planted trees we said would grow with us. I imagined children running through that house someday. Andrew always smiled when I talked about the future, but he never said much. I worked as an administrative coordinator at a private rehabilitation center. The job was emotionally draining, but stable. Andrew worked in regional sales for a medical equipment company. His job required travel. A lot of travel. Sometimes short trips. Sometimes long ones. Sometimes plans changed at the last minute. I missed him when he was gone, but I never doubted him. He called every night. He remembered to ask about my day. He always sounded tired, but loving. I trusted him completely. That trust made me blind. There were signs. Looking back, there were so many signs that it almost feels cruel that I didn't see them. But when you trust someone, your mind works overtime to protect the version of reality you want to believe in. The first thing I noticed was the distance. Not physical distance, but emotional. Andrew began to feel elsewhere. When he came home from trips, he needed time alone. He stared at his phone more than he used to. He smiled at messages he didn't explain. When I asked if something was wrong, he said work was stressful. I believed him. Then there were the little inconsistencies. Stories that didn't quite line up. Trips that extended without clear reasons. I told myself I was being paranoid. I told myself that love meant giving space. The night everything changed didn't feel dramatic at first. It was late. Andrew had fallen asleep on the couch with the television still on. His phone buzzed softly on the table. Once. Twice. Then again. I wasn't trying to check it. I really wasn't. But the screen lit up, and I saw a name I didn't recognize. Call me. It's urgent. My heart began to race. I stared at the phone longer than I should have. I told myself not to touch it. That this wasn't who I was. But the message came again. And again. Finally, I picked it up. I answered quietly, stepping into the kitchen so I wouldn't wake him. Hello? There was silence at first. Then breathing. Uneven. Panicked. Andrew? A woman's voice whispered. Andrew, please tell me this is you. My stomach dropped. This is his wife, I said slowly. Who is this? The silence stretched. Then her voice broke. His wife. She sounded confused. Hurt. Terrified. I need to talk to him, she said. It's about our daughter. She's sick. She collapsed. We're at the emergency room. our daughter. I felt like the floor disappeared beneath me. I think you have the wrong number, I said, even though I already knew she didn't. This is Andrew Miller's phone, she said. Is it not? It was. My hands were shaking so badly I had to sit down. She started crying. Not loudly. Just quietly, like someone who had already cried too much. Please, she said. I don't know who you are, but my child needs her father. I ended the call without saying another word. I stood there for a long time, staring at the dark window. My reflection looked unfamiliar. Older. Hollow. When I woke Andrew, he knew immediately. The way his face changed told me everything before he said a word. There was no point in denial. Her name was Natalie. The child was named Sophie. She was 6 years old. He had met Natalie years before he met me. It started casually. He never planned for it to become real. Then she got pregnant. He panicked. He didn't want to lose his life. So he split it instead. 2 homes. 2 truths. 2 women who believed they were the only one. Natalie didn't know about me. Sophie thought her father traveled for work. I listened to him speak like I was underwater. His words sounded distant, distorted. When he finished, he reached for me. I stepped back. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I told him to leave. That night. He begged. He promised. He swore he would fix everything. That he would choose me. That he loved me. Love, I realized, wasn't the problem. Character was. The days after he left blurred together. I felt numb, then furious, then numb again. Andrew sent messages. Long ones. Apologies. Excuses. He said Sophie was recovering. He said Natalie didn't know yet. He said he wanted to come home. I blocked him. Reality hit hard. Financially, emotionally, practically. The house wasn't fully mine. The life we built depended on him. I downsized. I moved into a small apartment. I took extra shifts. I learned how strong exhaustion could make you. Months passed. One afternoon, almost a year later, I saw him. He was walking through a shopping center holding the hand of a little girl. She was laughing. She had his eyes. He looked tired. Smaller. Human. He saw me. We locked eyes. There was so much in that moment. Regret. Memory. Loss. I nodded once. Then I walked away. I didn't feel anger anymore. I didn't feel love either. I felt free. My life wasn't what I imagined. But it was honest now. And honesty, I learned, is worth more than the illusion of safety. If you're listening to this and you feel like your world has collapsed, let me tell you something I wish someone had told me earlier. You are not weak for trusting. You are not stupid for loving. And you are not broken because someone else chose to lie. You will survive this. And one day, you will breathe again without pain.